Alright, well this video is going to be changing out the radiator, the water pump propeller, the radiator support bracket, the temp sensor, and how to even change out the fan if you want to do that, even though I've already done it. But like I said in a few videos, I hit that tree and then it pushed in the bumper, which pushed in this lower bracket, and it was not a hard hit at all, but it was enough to bend these flimsy brackets down here and everything. So I pushed it up, got a new radiator sent out for that ride, but it was a used radiator. And so it's still bent like right here and over here on this bracket, so I'm going to go ahead and swap it out. So why not go bigger with it also? So I went and got this radiator, and it's all aluminum. And this one is 2 inches wide. The factory one is 1.5 inches wide, so it holds like 30% more coolant. The fins and everything are great shape. It was packaged real nicely. And this one here is actually only about $80 or so. So along with that, I got this new lower radiator bracket, but no wonder why the first one bent. I mean, the thing's super thin and flimsy. So the radiator will mount down in here, bolt up there and there. While I'm at it, I got a new temp sensor, real Polaris one. And since I'm going to be going ahead and getting it, I got the billet propeller here, water propeller. So that way the stock one won't ever melt down or anything. So that's where we're going to get started. I'll start taking off this, drain the antifreeze, and take off the whole front fascia along with the bumper. Thinking about actually getting rid of the bumper because I mean any kind of hit is still going to bend it down here, and it's still bent. I mean, it looks straight and everything, but it's still bent. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so after a little bit of disassembly, I got the whole front bumper off, the whole front plastic. Took the headlights and unbolted them just because it's easier to put them back there, because when I did I just hardwired it in, so I don't have a connector or anything, which I probably will switch to. Cut the underglows out because I want to clean up some of the wiring underneath here and smooth it out some. Took the whole front fascia off, the rectifier, unbolted it because I'm going to do some more dielectric grease on that. Now you can kind of see here how this bracket was bent a little bit, and then also, like, if it's good lighting, but it's bent right there. But this whole piece is just, a simple bolt off, and then that's where this one comes in. So radiator is a good spare, I guess. It's not the best, but I'll keep it as a spare. So next we're just going to undo some of the lines, this one, that one, and that bottom radiator line. I already got everything drained out. I always drain it out from that hose there. And I also jacked up the front so it starts bleeding out a little bit better. So that's where we're at. Next I'm going to pull the radiator out, the fan shroud. I'm just going to pull it up through here. And then with the new one, I'm going to have to probably trim up like this area, that area. I think that's it, so we'll pull it out and do some test fitting. Alright, got it down to kind of the bare minimum of what I need to take off. The radiator came out easy, of course. Got the fan out, the fan shroud. Then I took off the old radiator support bracket, and this is the new one here. It's just going to go on right about right there. And now, of course, everything is nice and new and lined up and everything. It's just so flimsy, like I've been saying, but of course, it didn't do any damage to any of the hard part of the frame here. It's just this old bracket is so tiny. Got bent up right there a little bit, and right there, and these parts right here are bent out from where. That's these top bolts right here are the only thing that's actually pulling on the top part of the bumper if you were to hook up, which is not acceptable. So what I did with that bumper, instead of having the bumper that goes around these two bars right here, I don't really like that, and I've seen a bunch of those bend, and I've been pulled out as much as they have, and they've still been. So what I did is I actually went and got the on the 2013 Razor 800S, there's that Sunset Red Special Edition or whatever. They got that sport mode, that's can knots. The sport low profile bumper, and that's what I got. And I'm kind of going to stop here until that comes in, because I believe it actually mounts. This part will come out, the fair lead will come off, and it bolts to right here and down underneath here. And I like that setup a whole lot better because it's actually a stronger part of the frame, and now I just won't be relying on 2 little thin sheet metal screws pretty much. So I'm gonna wait till that comes in, because I gotta take this off, bolt it to that, and then I'll bolt on the new bracket for the radiator support, and then start trimming everything out up here. So it should be coming in within the next day or 2, and that's what I'll pick up. Alright, so I got the fan shroud on. Everything bolts up good. The only difference from the factory radiator to this radiator is that there's a studs right here with the nut instead of, you know, just the bolt. But what they send with it is, you know, just regular nuts, not lock nuts or anything. So the only improvement I would say over this radiator is just go and get some lock nuts with the nylon on there. And when I was putting this all together, I did notice that I am cracked right there on the mount. I'm not sure how that happened, but you know, probably from just tightening it up at the park there. So not a big deal. When that other radiator got sent out for nationals, there, it actually came with another shroud. So this shroud's in good shape. All the things there are in good shape. So I'm gonna swap over the fan to that shroud and then bolt that up. Bolt on the lock nuts there. Should be pretty good. The bumper will be in here later today, but the way I can tell is that if you were to do this, you would have to take all this off, because it will not fit down into it from the top. That's kind of why these are, you know, recessed right there, is because then the bracket's going to go right here. And so you got to pretty much go in from the bottom to the top, bolt it up, and then I think I'm going to have to put the plate on and then bolt the plate on after the radiator's kind of sitting up a little bit as high as it'll go. And I did test fit it, which I'll show y'all here in a little bit, but I don't think I'm gonna have to clear anything or trim anything up. It should fit pretty well, just perfect. So I'm not sure what the radiators they were using where they were saying you had to trim it up, but once it's all in and bolted up, it should clear just fine. And it's big, so I'll make another video once the bumper gets here. Alright, so I'm gonna be doing the billet water pump propeller. It's just this, just a nice machine billet piece, and it's going to replace the stock plastic one in there. So just going to bust these loose. I'm just going to go up here. I'm going to work in kind of a crisscross pattern. And I got this sequence that I'll show y'all when I go to put it back together. Sorry if this is going to take kind of long. I know I don't do too many in the process kind of videos here, but I might start doing some. Mainly because this stuff goes wrong. You guys don't want to see it, I don't think, but if you do, let me know. But not too many things go wrong. Alright, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit because my editing software sucks, so that's why you guys get what you get. But anyways, once you get all these bolts out, there's only two long bolts. There's one just right behind here, and then one down here at the bottom. Everything else is about the same, or it is the same, so just these are the only 2 long ones. So once you get that, there's going to be some antifreeze coming out there, like that. It's probably going to get all over you. Put it out nice and slow. And she's coming, so there's a lot more than I remember last time I did this. Alright, anyways. That sucked. Alright, well then the tip for y'all when y'all do that is make sure you got enough stuff and rags and stuff. Alright, so the next, I don't even know what size this is, we'll figure it out. 13. Now that I'm wet. Alright, so you're just going to go on here, hold it, bust that loose. Now I just replaced the water pump on this thing not too long ago, so the water pump's good, and it's all because of, you know, my little fix there. Take that off, pull this off, which this is good. I was expecting to see this thing a little bit more chewed up than what it was, So far it's looking really good. So just as preventive maintenance, I guess. So that lets you know that nothing's ever overheated. This thing didn't get warped up any. So just gonna take that off, kind of clean that up a little bit. Don't take that that seal that does come off usually whenever you do your water pump seal. You know, there's that second one. I'm not gonna mess with that. And there are grooves in here, and there are grooves right here. I don't believe that matters because there's really only one way you can put that on, but you're just gonna line up the cutouts right there. Put that on. Take your nut or your washer. Put your nut back on. Get it snug. There is a torque setting to this. I don't know it, but as long as it's over the thread right there, the lock nut, and just get it tight to where start to spin that, and there you go. That is now your basic billet water pump propeller. Go ahead and clean up some of this around here. I like that. That's looking good. All right, and then I'm gonna clean up the gasket surface here a little bit. This go around, I did not get a another gasket for the water pump housing. It's mainly because it wasn't leaking at all, and it is a fairly new one also. So what we're gonna do then is just, I'm going to get the first long bolt, put it on, put it in there, line it up. Get that one. Get your second long one going through here in the bottom. And then all your other ones, start working it around. And I will pick up here in a second where I'll show you all the different pattern you need to go to tighten this up. Alright, so I put it on, just kind of snugged up all these bolts. The main nut in there is 108 inch-pounds, plus or minus 3. So what you're going to do with here, you're going to start with this one. Snug that one up. Jump over, snug this one up. Go up here. Do this one down here. Come up, do this one. Come down, do this one. And then finally this one. And that's your sequence. I'm sure the inch-pounds on that's about the same too, but I usually just put a good amount of force right here on a small ratchet, come down. I mean, I'm not going to overdo these, and you definitely don't want to since you're metal or aluminum. So just you can figure out your torque specs on that, or just follow that. All right, so next we're going to replace the temp sensor. The part number is 40106444. Just another one like that. And it's right here. The connector on it isn't too bad. Just it's a little awkward to get to because the release is on this left side here. So we're going to do that. We're going to take a 3/4 wrench, get on through it through the back side here, put it on there. There we can. Hopefully the new one's that. Yep, there we go. Take 3/4.
unscrew it from the head there. This one doesn't look too bad. Everything, it hasn't started splitting yet or anything, but I do just like my preventative maintenance, so just kind of wipe away the head there. And just take your new one. Well, you guys are getting up close and personal with my skin there, but trying to get y'all the best view you can. Sorry if my hand's in the way. I mean, because this is all pretty basic stuff, but put it in there. Turn it. There you go. And connect your harness here. And that's that.
Alright, so next we're going to swap out this whole fan assembly and everything. Pull that off. Take your fan off. And what I've done with the fan, that way in case if I ever need a hot wire it real quick, I can just do it on these connectors right here. And then I will just disconnect this connector, run in a switch to here, and do it on the trail if I need to. I've got all the wiring in, like my ammo box there. Don't plan on it, but stuff happens. So like I said, since this is cracked, we're going to go ahead and replace this shroud. And then also, with these being studs, makes it a little bit more difficult. And you will be able to put on the radiator, the fan, and the shroud into the razor all as one. So I test fitted that, it's no problem. Make sure that your tabs are on the bottom side. Slap that on. It is going to take a little bit of bending to put that on. Alright, don't put on our, clean up the threads here a little bit. Hopefully I'm not getting in the way, sorry. Put these on. It's always nice when you got spare parts and the parts you need at the house. Half-inch socket. Now, kind of with the water pump, same as the water pump propeller, you just want to snug these all up also. I think it's not going to take much. Definitely don't want to break it again. If you can get it just to the flush with the nut or with the bolt, it'll be good. Flush there. Go down a little bit more on this one. Flush. Flush. Go down a lot more on this one. Alright, there we go. Get your fan back. Now, this is the top, so you're just going to put it on like that because your fan's going to come down through, or your wires are going to come down through the left side of the razor there. And since these are those little clips that spin and everything, you want to just kind of just snug these up because they can crack the outer housing right here. So put those on. There we go. We got our new shroud on, bolted down here, ready to just plug in. Make sure you put on all your grommets, 2 on the bottom here, 2 on the top, and your collars for the top ones there. Then we'll go ahead and put it in.